Hi there. Welcome to Kitty's Corner. I'm Jerry. I'm your host. What a win last night. Another win for the Red Sox. Their fifth in a row. That's the most games they've won in a row all season. Hopefully they can build on it again tonight. They won 6-3 behind Ranger Suarez. He got a save from Garrett Whitlock, his first of the season. And anytime it's good that you don't have to use Chapman. So it was a nice win. Washington started off the festivities right off the bat with a blast by Wood, 440 foot leading off the game against Ranger. But Ranger settled in nicely after that and only allowed 2 more runs in the 6th inning. And meanwhile, the Red Sox went to work right off the bat. Contreras hit a 3-run homer, followed by a Durbin homer to take a 4-1 lead. They made it 6-1 later. And they've been swinging the bats much better than they were all year. Rafaela had 2 more hits today. Anthony Ziegler, I've told you how much I like him. I think it's not long-term, but right now it's an upgrade over Marcelo Meyer, who just couldn't seem to get out of his way and then got hurt again. So Ziegler gave him 2 more hits, and off they went. Tonight, you have Connolly early, 7-5, coming off a great start against the Yankees. He'll be going up against Cade Cavalli, who is 4-4 with a pretty high whip of 143. So there's some more opportunities right there for the Sox to put it together another good game in the sweltering heat down at Fenway. And it's only going to get worse as this week goes on. Fortunately for them, they're going to be heading out to California. So, like I said, home runs by Contreras and Durbin led the way. Whitlock with a nice save. But I have to move it over to a subject that I hate talking about, but it's the umpires. Right off the bat, Contreras strikes out on a check swing, and as he's about 2 feet from the dugout, he tapped his head. And the first base umpire ejected him from the game. Now, after the game, the umpire at first said, hey, that's automatic, that's book rule. And it is, except they do give you discretion. I'd like to know why he was following Contreras all the way to the dugout with his eyes. The field is over there. It just, use some discretion. The guy obviously was emotional all day over what's going on in Venezuela. He wasn't trying to show you up, which is the reason for the rule. They don't want umpires being shown up by guys tapping their head. I understand that, but that wasn't what was happening here. He might have been saying to somebody in the dugout, I should have appealed it, which you can't appeal. But in any case, terrible. As if that was the worst thing, the home plate umpire walked the batter on 3 balls. It took a long delay for the Red Sox, who came out and said, that's only ball 3. They actually had to go to the video review, and the video review came back and said, yeah, it's only 3 balls. Pitch later, the guy wrapped into a double play. So instead of first and second, nobody out thinks the umpire's incompetence. It was runner on first, double play, Sox virtually out of the inning. They've got to be better. They've also got to be more manly. And by that, I mean, look, nobody went to the game last night to watch that first base umpire. They went to watch Contreras hit. They went to watch Durbin hit. That's just the game. They're not there to see the umpires. And too often, these guys make it about themselves. I didn't like it the night before when Chisholm was thrown out. First of all, the home plate umpire shouldn't have called the call. It's the third base umpire's call. And I don't think he swung either, by the way, but that's sort of irrelevant to the conversation. Make it so that there's no question. That's what Chisholm was upset about. Ask the third base umpire. And by the way, once again, I think if they asked him, he would have said he didn't swing. But then, the whole brouhaha was over the umpires, just like it was last night. Not that there was a brouhaha because Contreras was a gentleman when he went out there and he tried to explain to the umpire. I wasn't trying to show you up or anything like that. These guys have just got to be better. One of my friends believes that the reason that the umpires are acting this way more and more is because they don't like the ABS system showing them up or the instant replay showing them up. Well, make the right calls and it won't happen. I love ABS. I think we should expand it. I was reading the other day that 9 times this year, a player should have struck out. The team didn't challenge it. And the next pitch, the guy hit a home run. And there have been 262 times, and this is as of Sunday, so it's undoubtedly more now, where a guy should have been out and then later reached base by either a hit, a walk, or an error. Come on, guys. They're just not very good at it. And by the way, they might be the best in the world at it. It just might be too hard. But accept it and move on. Anyway, that's my rant for today. But I'm in a good mood. 5 games in a row for the Sox to win. They've got some teams on the schedule they can beat. They've got 11 games to go before the All-Star break. I said yesterday they had to go at least 8-4. Now I'll say they have to go at least 8-3. I know I'm moving the goalpost a little bit, but so what? They've been terrible all year. They got to get back in this race so they're not a seller. If they're a seller and they move Gray and Contreras, Duran, whatever, that's not going to help the Sox long term. At least it's not going to help them short term, that's for sure. And I don't trust Breslow as the one that's making the deals. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's our show for today. If you like the show, leave a comment. I love them. I'll read them. And if you would give us a like and a subscribe, that helps too, because that's it helps the algorithm and it helps me. So I'll see you tomorrow. Let's go Red Sox, and hopefully pull another game, go to 6 in a row. Bye now.